Today is a bittersweet day for us at the council as we are saying goodbye to our dear colleague, Susan Kenedy, thanking her for her remarkable 30-year career serving Montgomery County. Susan has done incredible work over her tenure to relay critical information to residents on COVID-19, on public policy matters, and vital public health information. You may recognize Susan as the face of County Cable Montgomery, or as the moderator for many of the council's town halls and other virtual events. Her professionalism and her ability to tell compelling stories with depth and heart and honesty has made her such a pleasure to work with, and will certainly leave us without a beloved member of the council family. Susan, I wish you nothing but the best in your future. On behalf of all of us at the council, thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for making us all look good and for your commitment to the residents of Montgomery County. Without further ado, let me read the proclamation so we can continue to embarrass you and then hear from my colleagues and you as well. The proclamation says, whereas Susan Kenedy is an Emmy award-winning public information specialist who has been reporting on Montgomery County government, local nonprofit organizations, and community members for 30 years. And during this time, she has produced countless hours of programming for County Cable Montgomery, social media, and community groups. And whereas Susan is known for her professionalism, journalistic integrity, and grace under pressure, which has earned her the trust of all who have had the opportunity to work with her across our community. And whereas throughout the year, Susan has interviewed political leaders, captains of industry, sports stars, hometown heroes, and residents, and she provides the same care, attention, and commitment to every story she tells. And whereas Susan is truly the face of County Cable Montgomery, and her work has contributed to the county's transparency through her news cycle reporting, which has earned her numerous awards, some of which include a Capital Emmy for her reporting on economic development, a Savvy Award for her documentary on the heroin epidemic, and the NATOA Awards for public health coverage. And whereas her reports have educated residents across Montgomery County about critical public policy issues, and her work during the COVID pandemic to push out vital public health information and truly save lives. And whereas Susan is deeply committed to serving the community through her numerous volunteer efforts, including training service dogs for Warrior Canine Connection, and she was also recognized last month with the Do-Gooder Award, which is given to individuals who help to change lives, alter perceptions, and build awareness. And whereas Susan's ability to tell great stories filled with emotion, depth, and a call to action, as well as her good humor, dedication, and friendship, will be deeply missed, and Mike will be heartbroken. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby thanks Susan Kenedy for her outstanding work serving the Montgomery County Council, County Cable Montgomery, and Montgomery County residents, and wishes her all the best as she begins the next chapter in her career, presented on the 2nd day of November in the year 2021. Signed by myself. Congratulations, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is very, very humbling, honestly. And I was thinking the other day when I first started, there were 7 council members and we were just getting started with this cable channel. And there was a lot of skepticism as to the programming that we were producing, as you know, how it would come across to residents. And then I see where we are today and how we have kind of filled the gap where the news desert is here in the county. And we try to get the information to the residents. And I think we've done a great job, especially since Sonia Healy's been at the helm. And I really love my job. That's why I stayed so long. And I will miss all of you. And I thank you so much for the opportunity to stand alongside you and tell these great stories about all the wonderful things you've done for county residents. So I will miss you. Thank you very much.
You bet. Councilmember Rice.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. And Susan, I don't know where to begin and where to end. Quite honestly, let me start with something that matters to me personally, which is my kids. And both of them and their love for animals and your love for animals helped. And it's funny when my daughters say, hey, I need to call Susan to ask her a question. And I'm just like, what's going on here? You know, daddy gets circumvented out of the discussions, but it talks about your heart and it talks about how you reach people. And that same way in which you care for our wounded warriors and veterans who have served is showcased in every single interaction that you have. And it's shown in your pieces. And in a time in which our news media is unfortunately oftentimes very jaded and trying to get gotcha stories or sensationalism, you tell what's happening in the community and you tell it with truth and conviction. It's not jaded. It's something that's there that talks about what's truly happening on the ground so that our residents know, so that they can appreciate, so that they can be involved. That's what media is supposed to be all about. And so thank you for being a champion for that, for continuing to tell the stories that are important about why people should trust government, should be involved and engaged in government, and should continue to fight for the things that they believe in. So many of the stories that you've talked about are about individuals who've empowered themselves to make change in their own community. Not only have you uplifted them and their work, but you've also inspired others to do the same. And so I hope that you leave here understanding the great impact that you've had on those individuals and on this greater community. And we owe you a debt of gratitude for all the great work that you have done. So thank you very much, Susan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice President Albornoz.
That was really well said from both of you. So not much to add, but I did have the opportunity to meet Susan and Mike not long after I was sworn in as the new director of the Recreation Department almost 15 years ago. And I remember how nervous and anxious I was when I got that job. Was a little young under the collar. And I remember how awesome, Susan, you were with just how warm and approachable you were. And I was a little anxious in that interview. I still remember it. But you told me to calm down and relax and that I was going to do a great job. And this is a great county. And that meant a lot to me then. And I have really enjoyed your reporting. You have set the bar very high here in Montgomery County in terms of both the sophistication and level of production. And as Councilmember Rice said, just being able to fully tell stories that really are important to all of us, because oftentimes the more controversial issues get the most noise and attention, but it's the everyday function of county government that makes the deepest impact in people's lives, from festivals to nonprofit organizations that are doing great work in the community to wonderful facilities and libraries. So thank you, Susan. Job well done. And I hope you are not a stranger. And I hope that we have the opportunity to cross paths again in the future. So congratulations to you and for all that you've done on behalf of Montgomery County.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Katz.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And you are right. This is truly a bittersweet day. Susan, you know, if anybody deserved a do-gooder award, you certainly deserved it. I mean, you put up with Mike Springgarth for all those years. I mean, and for those of you, this is an inside joke in many cases, but Mike is quite a character. He's the camera person who's always with or has always been with Susan or with her for many, many years. And of course, I always joke with him that he knows everybody in Montgomery County, and he does. But you know, I'm going to miss you seeing you at lunch. We've had many, many good conversations there. You remind all of us, and I agree with what my colleagues have said, but you remind all of us that not all the news coming out of Montgomery County is bad news. There are so many good people in Montgomery County that just get overlooked because they didn't do something that is newsworthy, supposedly. You know, I've often said that if you have 3 people walk down the street and break a window, that'll make the news. If those same 3 people went and fixed that window, nobody would mention it. And we need to. That is not fair in any way. But you, amongst all of the reporters, have always managed to make certain that we know about the 3 people that did the right thing in those cases. So I don't know who else is going to speak, but after everyone speaks, I believe that we should be giving Susan a standing ovation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President.
I agree. Councilmember Friedson.
Thanks so much. I don't know that I've ever seen a standing ovation on Zoom, so I'm very excited to see what this looks like, and we probably need Susan to help us with the production value, so that everybody can understand what it's supposed to look like. But I just wanted to express my own personal appreciation. Susan, you've just been such an important part of the council family, and you have been such a great colleague, somebody who I'm proud and honored to call a friend. And you've also, as a professional, just been such an important part of giving a voice to so many Montgomery County residents, those stories that people otherwise wouldn't be aware of, that can make them proud to live in Montgomery County, to understand all the wonderful things that people are doing to shine a light in places that often have been in the shadows. And so I just wanted to express my appreciation for all of your work. It is truly a public service, what you have been doing, and we are grateful for your work. We're appreciative for your friendship, and we are wishing you a good journey as you move forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Glass.
Good morning. I didn't want to miss this opportunity from one former journalist to another to say thank you. And as my colleagues have all said, your professionalism and your ability to help us communicate with our residents has been so important. And I know that you love Montgomery County so much that you are staying engaged in it. And that you will still be communicating with the residents of Montgomery County. And I hope to see you out and about, not only seeing your smiling face, but seeing your rescue dogs and canine warrior dogs, which is another component that makes you an incredible person and human. And I know that we will continue seeing you, and please do stick around, and just thank you for everything that you've been doing and for who you are.
Thank you so much.
Councilmember Novato.
Well, Susan, it's interesting because this is a family. And so when I saw the message, it just really hit me in the heart because, that's who you are. I mean, you help us tell the important stories. You help us communicate with our residents. You did it seamlessly, even when you were doing interviews in Spanish. You were right there. It didn't skip a beat, and it's just very hard to see you go. But I just want to thank you for everything that you have done. You have been exemplary. You have been extraordinarily professional. It's so creative. I mean, that's the part that I love the most about all the stories, all the videos, everything that you've ever done. And then, your compassion for those beautiful dogs and the service that you provide. So thank you again. I wish you all the best. I hope that you are going to take some very important time to spend with your family and all of those wonderful things. And I hope to run into you here and there and see more of your work as well. So thank you and best wishes to you.
Thank you all so much. I will definitely miss you a lot. And again, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this family. It means a lot.
Thank you, Susan, so much, and stay in close touch. We wish you all the best.